Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mellowcast, the official podcast for the Twitch team, the Mellow Fellows. And today with me, the incredible Pantsu. How you doing, Pantsu?
Honestly, like there are pretty good highs and really bad lows.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, like right now, so like it's like all back from like what March. My girlfriend from the US came to finally visit, and because of the Corona impact and all of that, we kind of got like she's still here like now, and she was supposed to leave, like she was supposed to be here for a month. It's been free.
I don't know if
Which,
that's a
like,
good thing or a bad thing.
no, that is very much like a really good thing. But the bad thing is, like since I joined the team, I've been trying to like move out, and it got like the first time around the same point in the year, everything went to shit, and I was like, damn it, can't move out, gotta wait an extra year. And now like there's like a magnificent building that like is getting built near like further down the road that's like super good, perfect. Like it's an amazing apartment complex that is affordable for people. And I'm getting in there, but given that the building isn't ready and that Corona happens, it kind of got delayed over and over. So I was supposed to already be in a new apartment now, but I have to wait until the end of August now. So it keeps like shit get like the good stuff gets delayed, but also the rest is getting delayed too. Like the girlfriend stays and it's amazing, but at the same time, I'm in this like shitty room where I can't really like. That's why I couldn't do the podcast yesterday, because I had basically because of tenants. Like there's a person that lives here that I absolutely like. I can't do shit. Like my streaming and everything has gone like up to crap because of that person.
Right.
Like I can't work, and that person does not respect like that being work either. So it's like really uncomfortable to live here. And I could not just feel like right to just send my girlfriend like, yeah, go downstairs for half an hour and do nothing.
Yeah.
So right now it's dinner time. So she's doing dinner at the same time. So like everything just gets in place. And I was just scared it was too late so that I have that crazy person like start being a problem. Past that, everything's great. I'm moving out soon. It's actually happening. So, there's that.
Nice. That's so good to hear, man. That really is.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off right by just tell me who you are. What do you stream? Who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself. That way we can all kind of understand the person that we're trying to get to know today.
Okay, so I'm Pantsu Tank, but nowadays, like people that have been in my stream for more than twice just call me by my actual name, which is William. Like people just drop the thing. But yeah, I've been streaming for I've been streaming for honestly 6 years. But I'll explain probably down the line why it's been 6 years and why I'm still like at that point after that long. But yeah, I'm streaming variety like all the way. I've just recently found like my main game, which so happens to be Dead by Daylight, because I just really got into it. I don't know what happened, but like one morning I woke up and I was like, I gotta play this every day. I want to stream this every day. It is amazing. So I'm having a bit.
Now, would that be because of our Mellow fellow penguin boss penguin man?
Honestly,
he likes to stream that game 24 hours.
He didn't exactly get me back into it. I got back into it because my girlfriend and I were looking for a game to play that was a service-like game, and it turned out that we both enjoy horror to a certain degree, and we both realized like Dead by Daylight is actually pretty nice. And there was that double point, like what they call a bloodfest, so like double rewards basically. And it kind of allowed us to join the curve really fast because we were getting points faster. So we were getting up to date and up to levels to like an acceptable degree where we can actually like have a clue of like what's happening and have a skill set basically available to us. So we kind of got thrown into it and we really got intrigued into it, and we started like playing that a lot more. And it's like, it's really fun. And just 2 weeks now, actually 2 weeks ago, I started playing Killer. And that was like just an entire new wave of like experiencing the game for me. And I was like, if my girlfriend doesn't play, I play Killer and I stream Killer, and then if she wants to join, I just play Survivor and we stream Survivor together. It just works perfectly. And then I don't want to leave the variety roots that I've been like dabbling in, which means that I'm still gonna play other games, like maybe in between, well, after or before, like Alex has actually done. So a Mellow Penguin boss. It just feels right. It just feels great. I'll obviously make some exceptions because like The Last of Us 2 is coming out like in a few days, like the super controversial game, right? And I'm just like really feeling the need of just saying no Dead by Daylight. You stay in the shelf, like on the shelf for a few days. I'm gonna deal with that game first.
Sounds like a good time, actually. I've never actually finished The Last of Us, the first one.
I just finished it recently again because I played it originally when it came out, which was 4 years ago, maybe. I don't remember. I was like, yeah, I remember all the plot. Like, I remember all that happens in it. And then I arrive at the end of the stream with the game, and I'm like, there are few dialogues being exchanged in the final cutscenes, and I don't want to spoil you if you ever went to re-explore it, for everybody else. But they dropped some things that I completely forgot about that I feel will be like absolutely the themes of the next game. And it's just insane to me that I completely like blew past those points and I completely forgot about them.
Well, that's interesting because, so I mean, I remember the game got pushed back. I think that was because of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they said that it was wrong to like push a game.
Well, I mean, FF7 remake, they threw it out there in the middle of the whole thing, and I was very happy. Honestly, I was very happy that they pushed it out because it was right in the beginning of like lockdown, kind of like when it started for us. And I really, really wanted to play that game, so I'm happy they did that. But for other games, it made sense to push it back a couple months, if anything, because COVID's a serious issue. We got going on.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, the thing with COVID for The Last of Us is that they did not want to release it because of the thematic of the game. Because the original virus of The Last of Us, well, isn't like the COVID virus, of course. It's nothing like that at all. It's like an exaggeration of an actual living parasite. I don't know if you ever seen those. I sadly don't have the name of it, but it's a parasite, like an actual mushroom that grows on insects and basically mind controls them and leads them to a place where they die and they would be better to propagate and control more and have more of them die. So that mushroom just grows everywhere. It's just Last of Us. Yeah, The Last of Us is completely based on that.
Oh, it's kind of what's going on right now. If you think about it, you got a whole bunch of
sorts.
I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is, right? But I mean, I get it because it just it would feel wrong to throw out a game, about like the apocalypse almost and the plague while we are undergoing a pandemic.
A likely scenario.
Yeah.
Obviously not to the same degree, but again,
Exactly. Just somewhere along the lines of, like, hey, we might kind of experience this, but not really, but who knows at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say you've been streaming for about 6 years now, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that. How'd you get into streaming? What motivated you to start it? What was your first game when you first streamed?
So like 6 years ago, I started streaming on. There's obviously probably another reason, but there was one thing that clearly ignited my want to do something online. And it was 6 years ago. I've had a very different mindset at that point, but I streamed Terraria and Payday 2 with friends that I'm still actually streaming with, which whom I've still been very good friends with because they were like friends of mine during high school and stuff. And originally, I've always been extremely scared of like being in front of a camera or like giving a performance. It was something I am absolutely scared of, like terrorized by. And someday, like I do remember a video from Markiplier and Tomska I don't know if you know. Well, probably Markiplier sounds like something
Yeah,
you might hear
definitely.
about, but yeah. And then Tomsko, who is an animator. He's not. He's a comedian in Britain, well, in the UK. He's been like behind the animations of ASDF, which is like a thing that was really popular at the time as well. And I just saw a video of both of them being at a convention. Can't name which one. Forgot about it, honestly. And they were just having so much fun, just being there and like recreate stuff. We have a good time. And I was like, damn, I want to do that too. Like, and that's what I feel like was the initial blast that pushed me to do something. But obviously, 6 years ago, I did not care about anything in terms of like the streaming. It's the OBS, or it's the XSplit I have to download and press start streaming. There was nothing done in terms of like audio calibration, making sure the stream looks like something. I do remember getting mad because the streams were super pixelated, but I never looked at why it was happening. The frame rates were choppy and destroyed. It's just that there was like zero research. And for those years where I streamed like haphazardly, there was no schedule, there was nothing. It was just me pressing the live button when I felt like it, and that's that. There was just an incoherence in all of the content, and it was literally a waste of time. Like, I've learned nothing about it besides it being my starting point and me like pushing myself to take the effort to like conquer that fear of being on camera and performing.
Yeah, I feel that especially starting out, a lot of streamers kind of just hit the start streaming button and they don't really think about like the entire stream as a whole. They're more or less, just like, hey, I'm just gonna play a game and whatever happens happens. I mean, I was kind of like that because I used to stream off my PS4 back in the day, back when I was a wee little lad in the streaming world. And man, it was rough looking back at those PS4 streams, using the headset as a mic and kind of just going through that whole process. And I think streaming motivated me to buy a PC so that I can really tap into the whole streaming thing. And this was like 5 or 6 years ago as well. So it's I'm kind of along the same lines. But back then, I didn't really take it as serious. But I mean, here we are now. I mean, we're taking it as serious as we can. Make sure our audios are good, our gameplay looks good, the stream quality itself looks good, and we have like the little knickknacks that we kind of just add in there. So, but yeah. I mean, I get it. It's always a rough start until you get the flow of things.
I think that I benefited a lot of like my carelessness towards the matter, because even when I think of like 6 years ago, I can't remember any discussions I've had with people, any like viewer count or whatever. I don't remember, and I don't think I've ever thrown an actual tantrum on like, yo, where the viewers at? Like 6 years ago, it felt so careless, and it was like a bit of a wake up call, like a few years down the line, where it was like, I actually want to try to do this seriously. I don't want to be just an extra thumbnail on someone's search list that is looking absolutely worthless. I want to be something that like is presentable, and if you pop in there, you're like, yeah, there's some value in there. There's just a guy that's from Luxembourg that's chatting like that. Like, what's Luxembourg even? Is that even a country? Is it in Germany? And then there's like a lot of stuff that just makes it a lot more watchable at that point. I've started like looking up videos, asking questions left and right. I had made friends that were streaming as well at the time, so there was a lot more information thrown towards me and a lot more like motivation in regards of what can we do about it. Can I actually make this something worth watching? And even then, I also made it very clear to myself that I wanted the last and only issue on my stream to be, I am not watching because the guy that is streaming is not exactly connecting with me. That's why I made sure that like audio, visual, and etc. is just perfectly fine. And that if there's ever any issue, it would be just me just not connecting with people.
Now, do you find it, I guess, harder to stream now than it was, a couple years back when you first started? Like, do you find a little more enjoyment now rather than back then?
I'm gonna say that back then, so let's say in the like throwaway streaming deal that would be like 3 years ago before I actually moved into the UK, because back then I was in Belgium actually, just studying, and I was in a boarding school that kind of enabled me streaming really hard because they had just everything that was perfect. Like I've never had a boarding school that had like the best internet, like 100 megabyte upload. It's just stupid. Who needs that?
I mean,
It was just perfect.
So you were spoiled, essentially, is what you're telling me.
I was like, I was conveniently spoiled in the aspects I needed for that place. And honestly, for the sake of your question, I'm gonna also reel back and not say right now, but like maybe a year and a half ago, because there I was like really enjoying streaming. Everything was working super damn well. It obviously nowadays is a bit harder because the longer you go, sometimes you really want to like wonder why are my stats like they are, and what can I do to improve on it? And sometimes the answer is there isn't an answer. That's the thing. It's like streaming is an enigma code for a few people. Like it just keeps changing its answer as to like how to grow every 2 days, even maybe every hour. And
must be very stressful thinking about that kind of stuff, don't you think?
yeah, it's very stressful. I've stopped thinking about numbers. Obviously, like I don't know if you can agree with it, but there's obviously a moment sometimes where you feel like, what's happening? Why isn't it happening? Like why isn't there growth anywhere?
I think that happens to a lot of us.
Yeah, it obviously it's a thing that has to happen. I feel like it's almost impossible for it not to happen when you try to put like a certain amount of dedication into like that hobby. But yeah, like, and as for now, right now, I'm enjoying what I'm streaming, and I'm enjoying streaming. It's just that the conditions in which I've been put for streaming right now are just really not fun. Like, honestly, I had a very small vent yesterday because I was streaming Dead by Daylight, and I had like waiting queues on Killer at rank 10. Maybe that's too much detail, of course. That were just like 25 minutes long. And then I got into a game, and the game lasts like 10 to 15 minutes. And then you're waiting another 25 minutes. And I was like, God damn it. But I also realized I was streaming at noon in the UK, which isn't the ideal time to like be there. Like you want to be there at peak. And obviously I can't stream during the peak hours anymore because of the situation I'm in. And it just feels like right now the streaming I'm doing is extremely like wild freestyle at this point. Like I'm trying to start at 12, like at noon here in the UK. Like noon or half past noon, and I'm just like giving my best. I'm handling it still like it's a stream that I enjoy and it's a stream that I do. It's just that I have to like put myself in situations that are obviously maybe not the best, which is it's just inconvenient. It's annoying, and it's another one of those situations where it's like it's gonna get fixed once I move out. And all of that is just keeps scrapping in. It's like everything will be better by then, but by then is in the future. Like gotta live now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, yeah, later, it'll get better later, TM kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you kind of once you find your rhythm, I believe you'll kind of like hook it in more. You'll get that catch in the lake kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Where it flows a bit better, and you're just like, okay, whatever time I stream, I know I'm gonna enjoy it, and even if the cues are bad or whatever, I'm still gonna be able to enjoy it a bit more, and
mm-hmm.
Kind of just chill out. So amongst like the stress that you kind of go through with streaming, like figuring out what time you're gonna stream, what game, what are you gonna do, who you're gonna do, of course, but what do you do kind of outside of stream to really relieve the stress and relieve kind of the funk of the the stream itself?
Usually after a stream, I just really take my time. Sometimes it's just because the room gets really hot. I just take a break, take a shower, just like relax. We take care of food. Like my girlfriend and I go downstairs, make food, or she just goes downstairs herself and prepares dinner. It's just like there is about like sometimes a 30-minute break of like just no tech, just slightly. But I've realized that it's been occurring less and less as of late. It just like stream's done. I'ma just go check like the Discord servers I'm in, have a chat where I can, look at the videos I've missed, check my emails that I didn't necessarily check during the stream. Like my off time is still very techy and very like still in front of screens, and I honestly I'd like to like lower that just a bit because
So
after a while like
do
yeah.
you do anything like anything outside of like the whole tech stuff? You know, like do you go for a walk? Do you watch wrestling videos? Do you go out and try different foods? Like like tell me a little bit more about your personal kind of like life outside of streaming, and what really gets you into your mode.
I mean, right now with like I'm gonna count that like outside of COVID because obviously right now it's a bit more difficult.
Course. Yeah, I mean, nobody
but
wants to be out in a restaurant right now during COVID.
yeah. Back then, before the lockdown and everything, I was usually chatting with my girlfriend, like having a bit of a cool down moment, chatting, having an idea of who does what right now. I was going back then. I was going out like quite often because all the shops were open still. Sometimes after the stream, I'd be like, I do need maybe 2 cartons of milk. I'm gonna go to my convenience store, my grocery store that's like 10 minutes away, grab milk and come back. Just have like a cool down period completely off of everything. I was animating. I haven't done that in ages, and I know that you and I talked about it as well. I've tried to get back to it, and life kind of happened as well.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
right
as
now
it usually
just,
does.
yeah, like right now it's just like a lot of looking at tech, looking at what happens. Honestly, I'm not very much about going outside as of late. So there are options. Sometimes I just go out for like Starbucks. Sometimes I just go out just to have a walk. When I had my friends, because this is like a school, like a very school area for uni. I had a friend that I could just call up and we'd just go McDonald's like after a stream and just eat some food. So we had options to go outside, but usually it's like I'm still trying to have everything still relevant to tech in my off time because it's really something I got like worked into. Like I am really just all the way in for it.
Right.
And it feels like it makes me sound like a very boring person, honestly. I really need to pick up on that. I love cooking, honestly, as well. But right now, again, the kitchen isn't really an area I like to hang out in. But the new apartment, like, hell, I'm going to have coffee and cooking streams. Like, I am not joking. I will be having that.
Coffee and cooking streams. That's
hell
interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me more about that.
It's so, just to give, like, an idea of the space I'll be working in, the idea is that once I move out, I'll be living by myself and the girlfriend that will come by when she visits and so on. Because right now I'm living in a house that's able to accommodate 7 people. Wow. So it can get hectic. It's a problem to me. I've lived in here for 2.5 years, and I hate it.
Sounds more like a dorm than a house.
Yeah, well, luckily they're not university dorms, and the rooms are fine, right? But I'll have a completely dedicated area for like it'll be the living room, honestly, like big living room with the streaming computer and the kitchen. And it just works so well because the kitchen, it's an open space. So I can just take the camera, make sure the cable's long enough, and just like angle it and work a scene properly to have the kitchen like encompassed and have like a proper screen for people to watch me cook and stuff like that. It's just that I know that I will be making mistakes. It's not really what I'm banking on because, oh boy, when I do mistakes, it's like the worst feeling to me because it's like, oh crap, everybody saw it. Like, I can't take that back.
I mean, everybody makes mistakes, and you know, we as humans learn, or should learn from our mistakes, I should say. But at least I know I learned from my mistakes, and so should you.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like, you know, again, still when the mistake happens, you're like, oh god damn it, like what am I gonna do? And then you're like live in front of everybody. You can't just like drop everything and scream and run away. That's not how it works.
Right.
So you're just like kind of thrown in there, and really it just allows me to have like a proper working space. Like I'll have the proper like streamer background, which is not, well, some people still have that, but like I don't want to have my bed in the shot. I don't want to have my clothes that may lay on the floor like on the shot. I just want to have the space be ready when I'm ready as well, instead of having like to transform my bedroom into the streaming room every now and then.
But I mean, you know, it's nice to have that feel of, you know, the sense of you putting yourself into the stream, you know, like, hey, who cares if there's a pair of jeans on the floor? I mean, I'm sure that like 90% of us will literally take off our pants and just leave them there on the floor without even putting them away. I mean, I'm kind of one of those people. I literally walk in through my door and my pants literally fall off me, and then I'm just like, all right, cool, I'll just leave them there. They just eject. Yeah, they just know, you know, the command just, the key turns, is like, all right, ready, eject, and it's kind of what happens. It's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with the background I have in the works and all that, I'm really planning on still making it feel very personal. I still have the couch, which is like a very big, I call it an artifact to me, because this is like the big thing that I got for streaming. Because I actually like that couch I have in the background, like that's right behind me right now, like maybe too close to me, is the one item. It's the first Twitch payout I've used. Really? Was for that really cool IKEA couch. Yeah, well, at the same time, it's kind of cheating because someone just flew by, dropped a lot of money, and then just vanished into the night. Like he just went Batman on me, just dropped everything and like swoosh, never to be seen again.
I feel like which felt
really weird. Yeah, but it's like really weird. Like it's like the mysterious stranger from Fallout. You know, he happens to be there, saves your day, and then you're just wondering like, what happened?
What happened?
What just occurred? And I still remember the name of that person as well. I don't feel like it's necessary to divulge it anyway. But
right,
it's really cool. Like every time I'm getting like maybe a bit down on the idea that like streaming is a lot of work, and I feel like everybody sometimes feels like they can't do it. Like, oh my god, it's way too much. I look at the couch and I'm like, I still got that though. Like I can still go on. Like that's a goddamn couch I got like for doing that.
That's awesome though. I mean, hey,
yeah,
it's something, right?
But yeah, I want to keep all those elements in. Like I will obviously have the shelf that isn't very noticeable now because it's like on my left, so it's kind of getting cut off by the camera. But I have that really cool shelf with my numerous vinyls, the other consoles I own, and the art books I'm collecting for like reference material when I was still working. And it just like it will feel a lot more personal as well, whilst not being in the room and in my bedroom anymore. And it also helps me so much because, you know, there's like a clear disconnect then for my head. It's that once I go in the bedroom, it's like, this is my bedroom. I come here to sleep and relax.
This is not work time. It's not stream time.
Yeah. You don't want to have a room. Yeah, you don't want to have a room that does everything. And I've learned that like the hard way. Like there were really tough moments for me mentally to be like in the same room. And like I had some days where I would just stand up, walk to the desk, spend my day, stand up, go to the bed, spend my night. It's like really just non-stop. Like it's just a small thing, and it just like I can from my bed I can see my work, and from my work I can see my bed, and it just feels wrong.
Right. So to keep them both in the same place. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember I was living with my parents for a couple of years, and that was the case. Literally, not even 5 feet from my bed was my desk. You know, just streaming games, everything. Literally rolled out of bed into my chair. I would roll into my chair and then pop the stream on because that's just that's how easy it was and how convenient it was for me. And then once I separated once I moved out and got my job and everything like that, I was able to separate my stream room from my personal room, and I think that's a great change because it's just an ease of mind. It's like I can finally relax and not have to, oh hey, there's my computer, I can stream and I don't have to worry about that. I can just walk out of my bedroom now and be like, oh hey, there's my computer now I can probably stream or something, so
it's like it's having that pure disconnect, it's like
right.
Obviously there's a lot of chat like, oh hey guys, what do you do before the stream to like hype yourself up, there's like, oh, do you get in the mood? And I feel like getting in the mood for the stream is to like actually be in a space that you dedicate for it,
right,
and not just like be where you were already and just flip a switch in your head and be like, okay, now game time. Like there's just an insane amount of like I'm gonna say like emotion and like feel and hype building up once you like open the room from your bedroom to the open space, and then you're like, okay, let's get to work. Like there is a gate between your work and your resting place, which is just insane. People won't probably realize it until like they're actually affected by it. Honestly, it's not like something you really realize until like you're already both feet in that you want to separate both, and that it's unhealthy to have like both rooms actually in one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assumption. I would say. So you say you're into tech, right? I feel like you're super heavy into tech. What do you normally research when you're diving into tech the way you do, of course?
Nowadays I've like kind of slowed down on it, luckily, because tech has kind of like slowed itself down as well.
Right, that's fair.
Back then, like the 1080 Ti like graphics card from Nvidia came out, and then like a year and a half, well, 2 years maybe later, it's like 2080 RTX. Ooh, everything crazy. So everything moved really fast, and like it kind of halted. But nowadays I'm just trying to, like, when I dive into tech, I'm diving into audio equipment because I feel like it's one thing that I'm completely uninformed and or misinformed about, because I feel like a lot of people as well take buying a new microphone as the microphone has to be plug and play to determine if it's good or not. Because right. I've seen like in the dangerous place that is the like r/Twitch on Reddit, people having microphones that are like, oh yeah, why is my Blue Yeti not sounding like that person? And it's like, yeah, are you using like filters? And they're like, what's that? And it's a lot of stuff like that. Like I want to work on my my channel points. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking into tech to like know interactive stuff that I can do with it without being too intrusive, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to have the stuff being too overwhelming. Right. Like I still want it to be about me and the game, not me, the game, and the fact that you can make me drink water every 5 seconds if you give channel points.
I mean,
like not? I want it to be I know it's like I had a lot of discussions about that, and I had a friend, I was like, yeah, you should do that, like the drink water on stream stuff, like channel points for water. And I asked him, why does that mean I'm not allowed to drink anything unless someone like
tells me to?
Right. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, but I'm gonna die first if you make me do that. Like I don't want to like rely on that. Maybe someone's gonna have the channel points and not give me water.
Right, like just watch you suffer a bit.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't want to be on stream being like, oh, I'm so thirsty, give the channel points, please. Like it just feels wrong. But yeah, I'm just really looking into audio stuff right now. Like I've just gotten I got a Go XLR that I'll be using once I move out, because right now I'm using like a double mic setup for the girlfriend when she's here.
That's fair.
But I'll be touring with all of that. I really want the audio to be like really good. Luckily, I have what I feel like is the gold standard at this point for streaming, which is the SM7B from Shure, which like everybody's using now for some reason.
I mean,
well, before the lockdown.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really depends on what kind of mic you want. Like my mic, for example, is one of the best condenser mics out there. I mean, you have one of the best dynamic mics out there, which is very useful if you're, doing a lot of moving around, per se, because it captures everything. For me, I have to talk directly, like, in front of the mic for me to capture my entire voice. Because if I were to talk from the side, you won't be able to hear as much as if, like, you can definitely tell, So I guess it really comes down to what your preferences are, and I think audio is a really big thing in streaming. I'm big on audio. Like I'm still learning as we go along, and it's been 5-6 years now. I mean, I started off with a headset mic, went to a Blue Yeti for a couple of years, and then I worked my way into an XLR mic, which is the Rode Procaster. Amazing mic. I was gonna go with the Shure, but I mean, for the same price, especially for my voice, I think a condenser mic works better. I don't know. I get the more of that podcasty feel with the with this particular mic, but it's I guess preference in a way.
Yeah. Well, honestly, for my microphone, when I got it, I was still pretty brainless about it. I was like, "Oh, my favorite YouTuber is using that microphone. I feel like he sounds pretty great with it. I should get it." And I got that because I was an idiot and I had my birthday money at the time. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's buy that mic. Yeah, I had, like, back then, like, it was like quite a while ago, like the H3 podcast before it went to where it is now. Had used the same microphone, and I saw my favorite YouTuber use the same microphone, and I was like, God damn, I need it. Like, I feel like I can sound perfect with it. Completely disregarding that, every human being has different vocal cords, so not every microphone will sound the same for everybody, because you don't have the same voice, which kind of slapped me in the face at the time, because it's a dumb detail, but I managed to forget about that. And I just refined it over time. Like, originally I asked on Reddit, like, for people. I had some really fun answers in there, like a guy that was like, yeah, your audio interface, you should upgrade it from the Scarlett you have into that one. And the interface he showed me was like $1,500. I'm like, dude, I can't just, you can't just expect someone to follow your recommendation when you're asking them to dish out $1,300 extra compared to what they're using now. It's like, I'm a dude I'm a dude in his room.
Right.
I'm not the man that makes like $1 million like a minute. I can't afford that. But yeah, I've been using like the same audio interface, although obviously I've upgraded it since to have one that has a dual input that I've upgraded like 2 years ago, just in advance for, like, in case I had friends over.
Right.
Which kind of fell through until just recently. And then just recently as well, I upgraded to the Go XLR because somehow I had like an amazing like lockdown deal with someone that was selling that brand new Go XLR with like a website that had like a 40% off code for your first purchase. I was like, dude, that's an easy one. I just took the Go XLR and I was really happy. Like,
you
it took a while to arrive.
Discount.
Yeah, which is like really weird because everything's getting priced up so hard.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any on eBay that was like priced to the appropriate price until I found that website that had it like for already lower than the actual like retail price of Origin. And then on top of that, like the 40% off. And it was just mind-blowing to me, but I haven't gotten to use it.
That's fair.
I'm excited to try it out, but yeah, I'll have to wait again.
I wonder how that's going to sound like, because I mean, I've heard really good things about it. I was considering getting one myself, but then again, I kind of like the mixer I have right now. So, but I know with the XLR, you'll have a lot more like freedom and more creativity options, we'll say.
Yeah, I'm not exactly thinking that I'll be using the voice changer. Like, there was a part, I don't know, you do play Final Fantasy 14, right?
Oh, of course.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah, Vol 3.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
the level 88 trial thing.
Yep.
Yeah, well, 88, 78, I don't remember.
78, yeah.
The voice he has there, I was like, I want that on stream. I really want that. Like, yes, please. And then I realized it's like, that's a lot of work for someone that's going to use that voice changer once in his life. Because you do that joke once, and then if you do it again, no one's going to like it. It's just going to be annoying. And it's just like, everybody's going to be like, stop. It was funny once, like, just drop it now.
Just drop it, yeah. Well, I mean, you'd be surprised. People will just still love it anyways.
Yeah, probably. Like right now, I have a thing for challenge points. If you get like, I believe, 1 million, you can just stop my stream. But it's like with the Call of Duty, like the original Modern Warfare nuke incoming sound.
Oh, dude, that's dope.
So I have like 12 seconds to just say bye, and then my stream, without my own input, will automatically shut down.
Oh, that's dope.
So it's like really just freaking, like, it's like if someone pops it, it's just really a meltdown happening for like 12 seconds, which I find it really fun, but I haven't had anyone use it yet. I have still a while before.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, to get 1 million channel points takes a long time. Like
it takes a fair bit.
Like I have a 1 million channel point reward to turn me into a Jedi for 7 seconds. 7.5 seconds. It's really just the delay on Twitch. It'll be like, yeah, I'm Jedi, and then that's it. But I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna get that high. Not at least not for a while.
Yeah,
because
there's still, it's that lingering moment. Like, I am scared for the day where it's like, hey guys, we're gonna play The Last of Us 6. And a brand new game, everybody wants to watch it, and then they're like, nope, and then the nuke sound comes in. It's like, god damn it, I have a day off now.
I guess I'm playing offline.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, channel points are a tricky topic. Right?
They're a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
honestly,
because there's so much you can do with it, right? But I feel like they're more for the smaller streamers like we are, because we need a
gimmick.
It gives us something to give back to our community that we're still building, right? Because you look at these bigger streamers and they rarely ever use their channel points, or they have them up like the default stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, they're established communities, so it's not like they need it.
Yeah, at the same time, I've also like been always super restricted about having them. I had them up, but I've never done anything about them, like, until maybe like last month when I decided to work on some of them. But it just, obviously, at some point, those things become unmanageable and kind of useless. But to me, like, if I look at the grand scheme of things, it feels like, in the mind of people, if you want to have Twitch being like your job, a way to manage, like your target being hitting payout every month, for example, every 2 months, the idea of channel points has kind of replaced what could have been perks for bits.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, if you have like, back then, if for example you go on the stream and you donate 420 bits, that guy would have maybe a custom animation of like, I don't know, like a joint falling in his mouth and like, the fog life glasses.
Yeah, the usual.
Like for 10 seconds,
Yeah, the usual meme, right?
Yeah, but now stuff like that, it's like, why wouldn't you have it as a channel point thing for free for everybody, So I'm just saying that as in terms of a viewer, because obviously, like, the other person could just say, yeah, because of money, I need to like hit pay,
Yeah, of course.
But it feels obviously like viewers feel cheated, even more if like they're viewers that just came in like recently, like new people that are there post channel points arrival, so they never knew about like how impactful like the bit donation was beforehand. And honestly, it just feels like that. Like, I personally feel like the amount of bits I've received before the channel points arrival was obviously higher than past it, because the expectations of what you do with channel points are kind of the expectations that you had before for what you can do with bits.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, it does make sense. Like, I mean, they've Twitch has decided to give emotes now for bits instead of like, I mean, you can still have your own personal customized alerts for like 420, 666, whatever, you do, right? But now they actually reward you for, giving bits to the streamer, which I think is really nice, because, a lot of people just love to give bits in general. So I guess if you customize it to where you're still having to customize animation, right? And then it's still giving the viewer an incentive to get the new emote, So I guess it could work both ways, like a double whammy in a way, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of stuff in terms of, I'm sure everybody would debate on it, of like, if the channel points and Bitcoin, like, if the introduction of channel points has destroyed some of the incentives that were making the bit economy like something.
True. Like I said, it's one of those really, really tricky topics. Like, it could be good, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people don't really like to use it too much. Especially those that are not, quote unquote, streamers. There are people who play games on Twitch, and they're streamers, I believe. And I think there's a thin line between that, but still. So what do you think about the line, right, between affiliate and partner? Because I noticed that now, is it even worth it to be a partner, other than getting, brand new
all
emotes?
The emotes?
Yeah.
And
or
like
emote slots.
I feel like it's a bit of a like status symbol in a way. Like, if you establish yourself as an affiliate, you might as well consider yourself a partner. You don't need the check mark to, like, get there. Nowadays, I feel like being a partner doesn't give you that many bonuses anymore, but that's like, it's a chat that comes up every time like Twitch gives something new to affiliates and partners, because partners get so angry about the fact that, like, some of them, of course, not all of them, get angry to the fact that the value of being a partner is just getting lower and lower and lower. And I mean, I agree, there isn't really much different besides like the buttload of emotes that you get through that, right? Like, you just get so many emote slots, and it's just really exciting. You're like, wow, I can put everything I want. I can put like a character, and his left hand is an emote and his right hand is an emote. I can have 3 emotes for one actual big emote, and that sounds like just crazy for some people.
I mean, I have that in my as a bit emote thing, where I have a left hand or right hand, and then my one of my face emotes. It works perfectly, but I can only do that via the bit emo system, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, kind of, because the price is rampant. Like, it just keeps increasing.
Right. And
sorry, that might have been like French for a second.
Well, there's a certain amount of emotes that you can have based on like how many tiers of bit donators you have, right? So for right now, the highest I have is, I think, 10K, which is I think $100 in bits.
We're both affiliate, right?
Yes.
That you got like sneaky partnered in my absence. It is like, it is 100K. To that point, like, actually, what I personally feel bad about most of the time is to have emotes available at tier 2 and tier 3 on my Twitch, because some of them can be really cool, but I know that ultimately the amount of people using them will be like under 1% if I ever like get further there. Like, out of 100 people, I can imagine maybe one person actually being a tier 3 sub, and that's kind of annoying, honestly.
Right.
Because obviously, I still put emotes in that because I want to use.
I want to use my own emotes,
and at the same time, might as well use my own emotes, which apparently is like, you're the worst person alive if you use your own emotes in someone else's chat now, apparently.
Oh man, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, like let's not even.
Yeah,
It's just a completely different like fight going in a completely different trench.
I think we'll have a full podcast just on that alone.
Yeah,
it's such a big topic, but
it's a massive like discussion that's been popping in.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's just like there's definitely like I still personally feel bad for having an emote that's like at 100K, because there's that small feel of like, do you want to really subject someone that might be like wanting to get that 100K emote just because there's an emote at 100K, you know? Right. I still feel bad that in my head it's like that person has to give out above like $100 to me,
just
even
to
more
get an emote.
to like even more to the company just to get an emote. Is that really like it feels like you're dangling like a reward in front of someone that you know will want it, and it just there's a thing about it. It's like giveaways. Like I don't like doing giveaways. Too many people come in just for the giveaway and will never stay. And that's why yeah, that's why I actually found a way to do giveaways that are like on brand, mind you. And I am so proud of them. I've done it only once so far, because right now like I'm saving money just to make sure that, you know, I have a bed and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But I was basically donating gift cards from MeUndies, which is like an underwear company.
Okay.
That I honestly like, one of my goals personally, I want to be attempting to be partnered with them like in the next 3 years. Like this is like a life goal.
You want to wear undies on stream? Is that what you're saying?
Oh hell yeah! Like I want like the Pantsu brand to have like a panty / underwear brand related to them.
That'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, right. Like it just feels so on brand. And the thing about it is that just before the New Year's, they were like, "Hey, we released like gift cards." And I was like, "God damn, I can get that. That it would be the one and only like giveaway style I can do, because no one will care about popping in on a stream just to get underwear, right? Like if people pop in, it's like, hey, by the way, you can win underwear. They're like, why would I want that? Until they get it, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to spend money on underwear. It's just stupid.
It's just like a small little advertisement for them, you know. It's a little lick into their world.
Yeah, I at the same time, yeah, it's a sneaky little way of being like, hey, by the way, guys, I endorse your product without like being absolutely horrible about it as well. Yeah. Like I absolutely love them. Like I kept talking about it for a really long time. I kind of lowered down on it because it was basically a bit at that point, and I don't want to make it pass as a joke. But yeah, it was like really fun for me to do like a giveaway that was absolutely themed after what I was like branding on. It's not like I'm branding myself really hardcore into underwear either.
You're right.
But it just felt like, oh yeah, Pantsu's making an underwear thing. Haha, his logo is a pair of panties on a shield. Might as well like make like underwear. It just felt so right, and it felt so good to do it.
Well,
compared to like, yeah.
Well, I mean, as long as it feels right to you, I think that's what counts.
Oh yeah, it was amazing to me. Like it was mind blowing. I remember a long time ago, I donated I gave away copies of Overwatch, and all that ended with was often like, I remember one person getting really mad at me because they said that I was basically like faking it, and another person that was like weird about it. And it's just like I got like the wrong crowd of people. And I was like, I don't want that. I just want to do a giveaway that feels right. I don't want to be getting the wrong attention. I don't want to be the 24/7 giveaway channel where you tune in to see if you can win a prize, and if not, you leave.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a giveaway person myself. I'm more of I like to entertain. Like I do this for a hobby, right? I do this to build a community, you know, have fun with people, as well as, you know, just learn more about the world, we'll say. And you know, a lot of people expect you to give back. I mean, there's only so much I can really do as a person, as a streamer, to really give back to somebody. or give back to the community. But I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be I want it to be more of, hey, I have some extra keys here. We're gonna do a giveaway. Let's just hang out. Like I'm not gonna be like, hey, I'm doing this to get followers or to get subs or like milk it out, if you may.
Nowadays, like the proper way, honestly, in my head, the proper way to make a giveaway is to, and if it's like in the idea of like you're not trying to gather around the crowd that you don't want, like you don't want to have the crowd that's here just for the giveaway. You post it on your Discord. You don't put it in the Twitter, like in the Twitch title. It's just like a giveaway that's happening between you and the people that were made aware of that, like were dedicated enough to join you on Discord and have an idea about it.
That's fair.
It's not trying to like completely hide it and have that super like cult like meeting in the dark of like, guys, we're doing a giveaway, and it's like 2 people pop in.
Right.
You still, it just still feels like an event, but it's not like you don't want to market it as the sole purpose of the stream. You're still there to stream and entertain, as you said.
Exactly.
It's like the giveaway is definitely not the first goal of the stream at all, and it's like pretty much the smallest thing of it. It's just an added detail.
True. Yeah, I mean, most people don't understand that. They expect, once you do one giveaway, you gotta do many more, and they'll be back just to win something. They're not there for you. They're there for whatever you're giving
prize
away. Yeah.
All
right. Well, I guess I mean that's all we really have time for. Honestly, we've been going on for just a little over an hour, which is actually amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have anything else to say? Anything you want to add? Any final words for?
Just thank you for having me. Actually,
well,
it's nice to talk to fellows.
I mean, it's good. It's a good time. We like to get to know each other and feel that you guys are part of the community, and we want others to really know that you guys are normal human beings. Like, yeah, we're mellow fellows and everything like that, but we are also human, and we have our flaws. We make mistakes, and we do things outside of stream, and this is what this is for. Forum for you guys to come out and express what's really on your mind, at least for the first couple episodes. And then
after that it's just hard-hitting topics.
COVID-19. I'm just kidding. No, it's a joke.
Going to war with every single subject against the entirety of Twitch.
I mean, that's obviously what this is for, right?
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'm kidding. All right. But yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, that's really all. Just congrats for your speedrun recently.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was a tough tournament. Yeah, that happened. I actually won the tournament to my speedrun thing that I was doing a couple weeks back, and I can't believe I actually won it. That was incredible. But hey, I believed in myself, and it happened. So
yeah, congrats on that.
Yeah, thanks, man. But yeah, thank you for accepting my offer to come on the show, and hopefully we'll see you again in the near future.
Yeah, thank you.